Hey guys, today I'm going to be heading to a rage club. Now, a rage club, rage class, is a place where you can let out your anger, your frustrations, very much getting into that really angry state, physically expressing yourself, that emotion, in a non-judgment free zone. I'm raged out. What happens in rage club stays in rage club. Anger is very much an emotion which I'd suppressed for pretty much most of my life. Up until when I did a retreat about 2 years ago, I finally got to a place where I was allowed to express my anger physically, with no judgment. I was encouraged by a good friend of mine as well. And, physically really screaming, shouting, saying, fuck you, you motherfucker, that kind of energy. And then things started to surface. Now, anger is perfectly healthy. It's an emotion which we all have. It's there to make us aware of perhaps the values we have when boundaries have been crossed, to protect ourselves, and also from earlier in life, certain parts about ourselves that we've suppressed down, we can't show. There's a lot of anger around that because we're not fully able to be ourselves. There's a lot of frustration in the world, a lot of frustration for us anyway, in terms of how we want to live our life, in terms of how we want to be. And it's very much a very healthy emotion, and once we had expressed it when we were younger, we've judged that as being bad. We judge ourselves. Perhaps we see other angry people and we think that there's something wrong with them. We feel there's something wrong with us. And we avoid conflict as well, is a big one as well. So it's very much about getting back in touch with that. And I think, first of all, is becoming aware of it, understanding that there isn't actually anything wrong with anger. It's very healthy. That can be energy which can be used to be very much put into getting things done. Things that might anger you in the world, at least you then focus on your purpose. I'm 6 years on my self-discovery journey, going up to a year or two ago, and even more recently, anger is very much something I wish I had felt more. And things now, I feel anger and I get stuff done. I'm willing to have conflict with people. I'm willing to have certain conversations, to speak my truth, to be authentic. And there's a lot of freedom in that. When you suppress the anger, particularly goes into a lot of the tension in your body, into your shoulders, into your back. And it's very much about getting it out there, expressing. And certain therapists have done studies and they've worked with people, and they've even said things like when people actually feel anger, they don't actually physically harm anyone, they don't smash things up. And one of the big things that's recommended is where you can hit your own bed, or you can hit the ground. And one way which I've always done is probably moving around, expressing, maybe going to a rec room where I once went, where I could smash things up. And this time it's about actually standing here, being grounded. So I've got my knees on the ground here, I'm just on the couch, and you want to just be able to hit it and really be able to express. You run and you can scream, you can shout, you can let it all out. Right, so already my heart is absolutely racing and I'm feeling that fury boiled up. We just avoid conflict. We don't want to face what we have to face. And for a lot of us, we remain stuck. There's certain conversations we're just not willing to have with people. There's certain parts about ourselves or just in our everyday life that perhaps we're stuck. We really want to live this real ambitious life. We're stuck in our job. And that frustrates us. So, when you start to feel that anger inside, only then do you start to be able to make change in your life because of how you feel and how frustrating that makes you. You actually do stuff about it. So anger, again, is just an emotion that's waiting to be felt. The way they're treated by people, or they're in relationships, and the way the partner relates to them. When I was maybe with certain women, just the way they would talk to me, or in a relationship, how the things that I would put up with, I just wouldn't tolerate anymore. It's just, and that's about growing, about having strength inside. Heading to this event today, it's good to have people who to go along with you. You're more likely to go. And also, with these kind of events, so when you go on your own, you can feel a bit nervous. So I think it's great to go on your own. But when you definitely go with people, it's like more accountability, more likely to go. You're not likely to cancel at the last minute. So, a couple of people today, I'm very much looking forward to catching up with and resonate with this journey. For a lot of people who just perhaps won't understand, and even this video might be somewhat controversial in some strange way. How you know, it's like the guilt of feeling really angry, and like if you're in this room where apparently you literally can go crazy, you can punch through fake walls, you know, you would hate for perhaps your family or your friends to see some of your friends to do that. Be aware of the kind of people you perhaps have in your life right now. There might be certain people who are making you angry on the surface and you don't, and what we tend to do is we tend to talk about each other, you know, gossip about people behind their backs, and a big reason for that is because we're actually avoiding that conflict. You know, we don't want to have that conversation. It's like people just appreciate you say it like it is, you know, and if you do say it like it is and people aren't acceptive of that, then it's very much is their problem, not yours. Hey everyone, I've just done Rage Club, absolutely amazing. I've got Richard here and he's given some great exercises today. We've really been able to chat with one another about our inner rage, our inner anger, and really letting it out as well. 7 minutes, I was absolutely whacking the wall with pillars, and thanks to someone like Richard who's held an amazing space. And guys, I highly encourage it, it's been amazing for me. I felt like I've let a lot go. I guess Richard, just quickly telling people about the importance of Rage Club, why we have anger, and why people come and they benefit, and yeah, just how you came.
Yeah, great. So Rage Club really is just a space where we're making friends with our anger. So I guess in some ways it's not very complicated. We're just like running a workshop where we begin to get used to the idea that rage is really normal. Everyone's got some anger, and actually it's maybe not so dangerous, and maybe we can begin to kind of look on it a bit more kindly and express ourselves and explore what this means for us. So that's Rage Club. We're every month at the House of Togetherness, and Togetherness Festival is coming up soon as well, so that might be another place where we might be. And otherwise, yeah, just like maybe clearly anger can do some damage in the world. So we want to find good ways of letting it out that don't do damage, and then just play a little bit with it. And that's Rage Club.
It's like Fight Club, right?
Exactly.
It's in the basement as well.
We are
in Covent Garden. And we've got rules as well. First rule is you said to tell everyone it's not like Fight Club, but we want more, but we want you guys.
Yeah, come to Rage Club. It's like it's a weird way to spend an evening, but that's good.
Yeah. It's all normal. I think if you're watching this video and you're like, I would love to do that, that's a sign you've got to come. If you just think that's really weird and not interesting, probably wouldn't have got this far in the video. Cool guys, well it's been great, Richard, really appreciate it. I'll definitely be back next month. So.
Great.
Cool guys.
See you again.
Cool guys, so we just left the House of Togetherness. I'm here with my friend Tom, who I normally bring to these kind of crazy events, such as we went to Rec Room together. You might have seen him in the video I did last time. Good stuff. Tom, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a bit unexpected. I wasn't sure what to expect, but it was good. I think connecting with other people, just opening up about sort of sides of yourself that are not so easy to talk about. And then we had lots of music, and there was lots of sort of self-expression, and then releasing the anger. I suppose that was. It took a bit of time to get into it, but once I sort of let go and went with it, it was. Yeah,
I could hear you, Tom, as well. It's like I can always hear Tom at these events. Literally, we've done breath work before, haven't we? And it sounds like in those horror films when someone's being tortured. That's basically Tom screaming. But that's good because that's like really letting it all out. I was reading before about even screaming and this kind of. You're just going places where you've never gone before, and you actually feel this big release.
Yeah, I suppose Chris is my inspiration, so I just copy him.
Luckily we went at the same time, so you could scream the loudest. Hey guys, stuff like this I was seeing today, people like That's it. I'm raged out. What happens in Rage Club stays in Rage Club. Hey guys, so it's now been an hour since the class. What I really enjoyed today was particular exercises. One thing was like, first of all, there were drawings. There was drawings on the floor, and it's just, once you really had this visualization exercise going into yourself, you could literally draw down, you know, whatever frustration, anger, rage inside you in just some art form. And it was interesting seeing what everyone else had done and what came up for you, and it was quite shocking to see what comes up. There was a bit in the 7-minute exercise where you literally go crazy. I did actually tear it up in that sort of rage-like state, which was really good. And there was just so many exercises where we could share with each other with no judgment, and it very much made you realize that you're not alone. You do all have the same feelings underneath. Just walking around, the simple things like people pushing into you on the tube, people who annoy you walking around London. You know, even talking about just simply could be someone just sat there clicking a mouse or on the phone in a coffee shop, which just seems to so frustrate you. It's crazy. But then when people understood what I was talking about, it really did make it amazing. What I loved about the place as well was, you know, people had punched through walls. On the last one, someone actually punched through a wall. And it was so like, to see that and to actually explain the rules, saying that you can't punch through walls. And everyone's sharing at the end. You know, I'll definitely be at the next one, guys. If anyone wants to come again, I'll leave a link below. House of Togetherness. Also with the rec room is something which is quite special as well, where, you know, for 10 minutes you literally go into a room, and all of this is fine in a safe environment. I'm not now going around hitting things. I was just joking around in Covent Garden before, on the street, and that was very much not really feeling angry. That was just kind of joking. You can see the funny side in it as well, and it's interesting when you're actually observing other people being angry. Like, it was a pair work exercise. You could go crazy for 7 minutes, but someone else could, and it was interesting to see how you judged them, how you sort of seen them and thought, you even laughed at them. And that's kind of what we're doing internally to ourselves. You know, we're not really sometimes feeling that. And the final thing they gave us was, the next few days you might feel very much more alive. You might feel maybe quite sad. You know, you just feel energized. You might feel really angry. So, you know, there's that kind of thing. What happens when you go into that emotion? But understanding that there's nothing wrong with your emotions. I feel very free at the moment, and that's a beautiful thing. I don't feel like I need to be in a certain area of the world, or I have to achieve anything right now. I feel like I've, you know, been in touch with my emotions, which is most important. You feel, if you're always you're not actually feeling parts of yourself, you're not really feeling alive. So, you know, even doing this video, I feel like it's somewhat, maybe, like I mentioned before, a bit controversial, but I don't think so. I think maybe mass media and what people are going to say in general, you know, that anger's wrong. It's definitely not. It's a healthy human emotion. Yeah, of course, some people, from what they can do from anger, can be quite terrible, but I think if you're coming from a good place, a loving place, compassionate place, you've just never really felt anger most of your life, it's definitely only going to come from a good place. It's only going to fuel you as well, and you're more likely, like for me, I feel like my life is maybe not really going after what I want still. I'm feeling a bit frustrated, but I know that this very much is a journey now, of feeling good enough and using that as fuel to do things, and even maybe putting this video together. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like it's been long, maybe a bit more of a little mini documentary, but I've really enjoyed shooting it, and I just really hope you've taken something away, and I really look forward to hearing your comments, and if you want to drop me a message about it, and then maybe see it at one of these events as well. So peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.